The Khan of Gods!
Okay, so another day, another microphone review. Today I am going to be taking a look at the microphone in front of me. That is the Samson G-Track Pro. It's basically been my USB microphone that I have been using for my day-to-day, my voiceovers, my YouTube videos and all of that ever since I got it. This microphone is so good and so easy to use that I basically got rid of my initial audio setup basically that I used to make my YouTube videos. That's my audio interface from Focusrite. I got rid of the condenser microphone that I was using, and I also got rid of my boom arm and shock mount and all of that, because in my head I figured this is one microphone that can literally do for me everything that I was doing with a connection that required 3 items. It just didn't make a lot of sense. So in this video today, I'm going to share with you all my thoughts about this microphone. And as you can imagine, all the audio that you're listening to right now is directly from the microphone into Adobe Audition. I will not edit, I will not normalize, EQ, or change anything with this microphone. This is literally what you get when you buy the microphone. The only thing I have done is increase the volume enough that you would be able to hear me on the other side, so that you can hear what you actually get if you bought this microphone. So, I guess let's get right into it. Okay, so first things first, when you unbox this microphone, you basically get the microphone unit itself. You get this base unit, which is actually pretty heavy. Now, this base unit is so heavy that it makes the entire microphone bundle very, very heavy. I mean, the microphone itself is really high quality. It's all completely metal and it's heavy by itself, but the base unit is like another kind of level of heavy. But anyways, you get that, you get the microphone, you get the base unit, and you get a USB cable, which is what I am using to connect the microphone to my computer right now. You also get like a little document. It's supposed to be like a manual or something, but I'll be showing you all of that with B-roll footage right now so that you can take a look at everything by yourself. Now, to the reasons why this microphone basically replaced my audio interface setup in the studio. This microphone on the back actually has a lining for instruments, basically. So your guitar, your whatever instrument it is you play that require a 1/4-inch lining, there's a space for that. You can also monitor your audio, like the audio that you're capturing with the microphone. You can monitor it off the back, and there's a switch on the back that lets you turn on and turn off monitoring. If you don't want to do that, you can just turn that off. And basically, on the front of the microphone, you basically get a switch to the left side for the 3 pickup patterns that this microphone basically lets you have. You have a figure 8 pattern, you have a cardioid pattern, and you have an omnidirectional pattern. Now, for talking at videos like this, or if you were talking with somebody else and you were beside each other or something, and you were trying to capture all that audio, I'd say you'd use omnidirectional, and if the person was like on the other side of the table, you probably use the figure pickup pattern. And if you do mostly voiceovers and sing and stuff like that, you'd use cardioid pickup pattern, which is basically what I have the microphone set to right now. It's on the cardioid pickup pattern. On the other side of that same line, you have a switch that lets you decide between the mono setting and the 2-track setting. And basically what that means is, on the mono setting, you're basically recording the voice from the microphone itself, and on the 2-track, you're basically going to be recording the instrument input on the back and the voice at the same time. So if you're a singer who likes to play your guitar at the same time, that's perfect for you. Now, you can also decide to only record the instrument on the back, and all you have to do for that is put it to the 2-track setting and turn down the volume of the mic all the way down, and then increase the volume for the instrument or whatever you want to call it. Now, there's also a third knob on the front, as you can see, that says volume. This is going to be the volume for your audio monitoring. Basically, if you want to, the headphone input on the back, if you want to monitor the audio that you're listening to as you're recording it, you just use that to monitor the audio, and it's actually pretty straightforward. Nothing out of the ordinary. The only thing, or the only other thing that you get on the front of the microphone is a mute button, which if I push right now, I'm pretty sure you would not be able to hear me anymore. In 3, 2, 1. Now, I have unmuted it again. Now, if you notice when I muted the microphone, the light on the front of the microphone switched from green to yellow. Orange, basically, not actually yellow. And that's how I know that the microphone has been muted, essentially. Now, the only other thing that you see that I removed from the microphone is this shock mount. This did not come with the microphone. Basically, I had to purchase this separately. Yes, it is also designed by Samson Technologies, and it was designed specifically for the G-Track Pro, but it doesn't come in the bundle. It's not included in the box. I had to pay an extra $20 for this, and the reason why I did that, instead of buying any other cheap pop filter, basically is because this was specifically designed for this microphone and there is no fiddliness to it. You basically just attach it and it stays. All the other cheaper microphone pop filters, I had to screw them in and adjust them and all that. I didn't like that very much. But the fact is, this is probably the most expensive pop filter I've had to buy, and I don't think it's worth it. So if you don't mind the way that the microphone looks with those cheap $5, $8 pop filters you can buy off Amazon, then please just go ahead and buy one of those. This, while it works, is not particularly giving me value for my money the way that I expected. I thought $20 was way too much for something like this, but I digress. Anyways, let's focus on the quality of the microphone itself. Now, like I said, I have not edited the audio that you're listening to right now. This is straight out of the microphone. It's literally what you get when you buy this microphone and just plug it and play. That's it. My experience with this microphone has been fantastic. Ever since the day that I got it, I have basically been using it for everything in my YouTube videos and my client videos. I use it for all my voiceovers. I use it for my talking head videos. I use it for everything pretty much. If somebody came into my studio right now and wanted to lay a verse on a song and wanted to sing, this is the microphone that I would use. Why? Because it's capable. In fact, it's the first USB microphone that I have had that I have loved enough to use as my daily driver. Most of the other microphones that I've been getting in the studio, I basically do not use them as my daily driver. I test them, I drive them a little bit for the video so I can review them honestly, and then I just put them back in the box. But this one is the first one that I have used as my daily driver ever. And that's because, first of all, it's very capable. It's a fantastic microphone. And secondly, it does for me what I need a setup of 3 different items to do usually. I'd have needed an audio interface, a condenser microphone, and my boom arm to be able to use this microphone. Now, of course, all these superlatives might lead you into thinking that this microphone is perfect. It's pretty close to being perfect, honestly, but it's not perfect. There are a few things that you should consider before you buy this, or a few things that you might think are cons before you buy this microphone. The first thing is the weight. This microphone is heavy. It's not lightweight, it's not. But then I suppose that should be expected with a microphone that's this quality. It's not going to be lightweight or be a paperweight. You have to actually sacrifice some things to get some other things. And I guess for the quality of the microphone and all the added features and the fact that this basically has an interface in it, it makes sense that it's that heavy. But the microphone itself is not extremely heavy. I mean, it's heavy, fairly heavy, but it's not as heavy as if you detached it from the body and basically just put it in a shock mount of its own. And on the note of shock mounts, this microphone actually did not sit in the shock mount that I had in the studio by myself. The shock mount that I use for all my other microphones, basically, this microphone did not sit in it. Now, I thought that maybe that was weird because the microphone is so big, and I reached out to the guys at Samson Technologies and I was like, yo, how do I get a shock mount that basically sits this microphone? And they were like, oh, Kagan, we actually designed one shock mount for this specific microphone, and you know, it's going to sit perfectly and blah 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 blah. And they sent me a link to that and I checked it out and it seemed to check out. Now, I have not bothered to buy that because I don't really think that I need it. The fact that the microphone's base and stand is actually very high quality is part of the reasons why I have not bothered with that. It works perfectly fine as is. I don't need to change anything. But yeah, that's basically all there is to know about this microphone. So what are my final thoughts about this microphone? This, in my opinion, is the best USB microphone that you can buy. The best USB microphone for the money right now is the Samson G-Track Pro. The microphone can be used by gamers. It can be used by people who do podcasts. It can be used by people who do basic talking head videos like this, in fact. And it can also be used if you do voiceover work or you're a singer or rapper, whatever it is. And if you play an instrument and you need a place to line in your instrument and record at the same time, this microphone also lets you do that. So in my opinion, that's a win-win for everybody. They literally thought of something for everybody who might need to buy a USB microphone, and they managed to get it under $150. I believe this microphone right now is retailing for around $125, if I am not wrong, somewhere between $120 and $125, which makes it pretty much perfect as far as price goes. Now, it's not exactly cheap, considering the fact that I've reviewed a lot of microphones on this channel where the microphone is selling for, I don't know, $50, $60, $40. This one is like double or more than double the price of most of those microphones. But in my opinion, it is absolutely worth it. The lining for the instrument alone, as you can see my guitar back there, makes all the difference for me. It makes it so worth it. Like it puts this leagues and light years ahead of many other microphones that I've tried. Now, like I mentioned, you do have to pick a pop filter up by yourself. They will not give you one. And the pop filter that was actually designed specifically for this microphone is not particularly the best value for money. At $20, I expected it to work better than it does. It still picks up a lot of plosives, so I'm not going to judge the microphone by that because I'm the one who chose to go buy this instead of just use my regular $8 pop filter that I was already used to. Yeah, but that's about the only thing that I can say that's a negative with this microphone. It doesn't come with a pop filter, but you can easily buy your own for like $8, so you're good. That is all I think about the Samson G-Track Pro. The audio that you're listening to was recorded with this microphone. As you can see on the screen right now, nothing has been touched, nothing has been changed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on another video that was shot by Kagan. Peace.
The Khan of Gods!
Oh, and by the way, the guys at Samsung also sent me their Samson Z45 headphones for monitoring with this microphone. I have not actually reviewed this. I think I am going to do like a review and comparison with the Sennheiser HD280 Pro. A huge shout out to GT and Dadlani from Samsung Technologies for hooking me up with all this Samsung gear. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see you on another video that was shot by Kagan. Peace.